And hello, Jace.
Hi.
Welcome to the Teach in Thailand podcast. And I'm joined here by a very special guest. If you would like to introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Jace and I am a camp leader for SINE, and I'm originally from the Philippines, and I've been working and living here in Thailand for 8.5 years.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's a long time.
It is. I fell in love with the country and then now here, 8.5 years.
Awesome. And what have you been doing in those 8.5 years for work?
So I was working as a sales executive, but I mainly focused on the Singaporean and Australian clients. I did that for 2 years. And then after that, in 2020, I moved to education. I became an English teacher with another agency. So I taught different age groups. So from Anuban, which is kindergarten, and then I moved to Pratong, which is elementary. And then after that, Matayom. Matayom is the high school. After that, my most favorite and most memorable one was with the vocational college. It was the best experience ever. So I have students who are like older than me, or some students who are like out of school for a long time and then they want to go back to school.
Awesome. So you've been in the education space for 6 years now, right?
Yes, 6 years.
So you moved to Thailand, started working in a printing company, and then moved over into education.
Yes.
Was that your first experience working in education?
Yes, it was my first experience. My degree is with business administration, major in marketing. So I had no experience with teaching, but I used to train a lot of people when I was working in the Philippines.
And that's a stream that a lot of our teachers come through. They
Yes.
begin in a different career and then they realize that they're really passionate about helping others and teaching others. So now you've been in education for 6 years, which is awesome.
Yes. And it's like the best 6 years ever. And I'm still doing it. I'm still in education, but it's just the different side of education.
Yeah, and that leads me on to my next question. So you said you are now a camp leader at SINE Education, and we cater for Thai government high schools. So
Yes.
you're working with the 11 to 18 age group all the time.
Yes.
In a nutshell, what is an English camp?
So an English camp is basically a day, or sometimes it can take several days depending on the school wherein the students go out of their classroom, so they're not in the normal, typical classroom environment. They do a lot of activities, they do challenges, they do teamwork, they also play games, have fun while learning. So we try to make it as interactive and fun as we can, but also trying to make sure that we practice all the 4 core English skills. So we have the speaking, reading, writing, and then listening. And yeah, it's very interactive, very fun. We also try to boost the confidence of the students during English camp, because normally in a classroom, sometimes a lot of students will be very quiet, very reserved. But when it comes to English camp, it's very fun. It's all like go, push. Let's have some fun. Let's play games. Let's sing. Let's dance. Let's do whatever we can. So we try to boost their confidence. Yeah, they're learning while they're having fun.
Yeah, and having been to one of our SINE English camps, I can see what you mean about the energy coming through. They're learning a lot of English as well, but they're also playing games, getting up, getting active, getting competitive as well.
Yes,
like they
yes.
are running to win these games and contests.
That's the thing. When it comes to English camp, when students learn that, or when they know that it's an English camp, they're like, okay, game face on, we will win. This time, our team will win.
Awesome. Yeah, it's very, very cool. And I would like you to take me through a typical day at camp. So you arrive in the morning.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
For English camp, the preparation starts even before the camp. So we make sure that all the outline is prepared. We make sure that we orient all of our teachers before going into the camp. We assign them games or like activities to do, especially for our teachers, because in the afternoon, teachers are the one running the English camp. I am just managing everyone. So when we arrive in the morning of the English camp, first we set up everything from the sound system to the venue itself, also the registration for the students. After that, we wait until we have the opening ceremony, which is usually led by the rector or the deputy director or the head of English department or foreign language department. So after the opening ceremony, we take photos. Of course, here in Thailand, we love our photos. After taking photos, we do an ice-breaking game. Make sure that they will be comfortable, they will be confident, they will have the energy to do the English camp. And then after that, we do a lot of team building games. So it comes to team cheer, team name, assigning who will be the captain and the co-captain. And then we have a lot of fun games wherein they do spelling, They do singing, they do music quiz, soundtrack quiz, everything. And then in the afternoon, that's when we do our station games. They heavily focus on the 4 core English skills.
Yes, and something that you mentioned earlier was the afternoon is really where the SINE foreign teachers come in, and that's where they really take charge of their station games.
Yes.
So, what can teachers expect to do in their station at English Camp?
In each station, they will have to explain the instruction to the students, manage the students, make sure that everybody is participating, and then they usually have 15 to 20 minutes to run the station, and then they will the students will switch or like go to the next station. So they have to do the game 4 or 5 times depending on how many stations we have.
Nice. How many students are normally at a camp?
So average is 150.
Wow, okay.
150, but we also have camps wherein we are running 350 students. I think the most was like 360.
Wow.
Yeah.
In one day?
In one day.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is chaotic, but it's also fun. It's worth it. It's super worth it.
Nice. And then from what I've seen as well, the students, as you said, they rotate in all the games. So
Yes.
it's organized chaos. And
It
it's very
is
fun
organized.
chaos.
Yes.
Can you give me an example of one of the station games that the teachers host?
Yes, so this is actually my favorite station game. It's called the Tongue Twister Battle. So, of course, tongue twisters, students will be able to practice their pronunciation, reading. 2 teams will be competing. They will have flashcards, and then they will have to read and pronounce the words as best as they can. And then whoever will be able to speak whoever will be able to say the tongue twister better than the other will get the point. So the teacher who is in charge of that station will be the one who's going to decide who will get the point. So let's say, for example, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Let's say you and I were battling. If I am able to do it better than you, then I will get the point for my team. So it's like one of the best things because students get very, very competitive. They're laughing, having fun, and then especially when they cannot pronounce the words correctly, and then they'll be asking, teacher, how do you say this? How do you pronounce this? That's like the best part because they're having fun, they're learning, they're practicing their English, which is a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely. And I think besides just being fun, it's bringing them outside of their classroom environment.
Yes.
And like you said earlier, it's bringing those students who might normally be a bit more quiet to give them an opportunity to get competitive and active.
Yes. Especially in the morning activities. Like one of the best games that we have is called the music quiz. So we play, let's say, 5 to 10 seconds of music. It can be any music. It can be a very recent song or maybe an old song or the unusual song. And then there's always one student, sometimes the most quiet student in the classroom. They will know what is that unusual song. They would light up and then they will be running, grabbing the microphone. We'll ask them to sing or dance or perform to the music, and then that's when all the fun comes out, all the chaos comes out.
And having witnessed that, I can agree, it's so much fun and a really good way to start that day of learning activities. So am I right in saying that aside from pretty much every SINE school hosting camps every year, loads of other Thai schools that we don't work with host camps every single year?
Yes.
So why are camps so popular in Thailand?
I think it's very popular because it's different from a normal classroom setting. They can speak English, they can practice speaking in English, they can interact with their friends, they can build good relationship with their teachers. And when they are relaxed, when they are in an environment wherein they get to interact more with people, that's when they learn a lot of things. And I also think Thai students, they love competitions. They would always go all out when it comes to English camps, especially when it is a competition, especially when they will get a prize at the end, when they will get an award and a certificate.
And also as someone who moved to Thailand a little more recently than you did, immersion is really the best way to learn a language. You can learn the basics in your classroom. I've been learning Thai online. Actually implemented it into my brain is practicing it with my colleagues and with street vendors and coffee shops and things like that. So I'm assuming it's the same for the students.
Yes,
they learn a lot of foundations with their teacher in the classroom, but actually bringing themselves out of the classroom and using it in these game scenarios. And also they're doing this with their teachers who they've potentially been with for years, and you've probably seen the same students essentially grow up over time,
Yes.
right? You've been back to schools repeatedly for camps every year.
So yeah, I've been doing this for 2 years now. So a lot of students who started from M1, they're now in M3 or M4, and they always attend the English camp. They would always be saying, "Teacher, next year we want to see you again. Let's do this game." So they will be actually suggesting games, and then I'll be trying to get their input and then try to give it to them the next year I see them. It's a very worthwhile experience.
Amazing. And that leads me on to my final question is, do you have a standout, memorable camp moment that you want to share with our audience?
Oh my God, there's a lot, but there's a very recent one, and it stayed in my brain for a long time. So very recently, when we did the English camp, everything was just not right. The sound system was down. ACs were not working. The venue, it was locked, so we were not able to go in. And then when we went in, the lights are off. They cannot turn it on. And then there was a power cut.
Cherry on top.
Yes. So that is very memorable for me because I was able to see how our team was able to work together. We were able to push through. Even the students were like, "Teacher, it's okay. Even if we don't have electricity, even if we don't have the sound system, even if there's no AC, let's do it. Let's play the game." And our team there, like our teachers, they were like very flexible. We don't care if there's nothing. It's for the students. It's very memorable because we were able to work as a team. Students were very eager, even if with all the interruptions. We don't control everything. And they were like, at the end of the English camp, they were like, "That was a really good camp. Thank you so much." And it was very, worth it. I keep on saying worth it because it is really worth it. Doing English camps here in Thailand and also like making sure that students are learning outside the classroom is a very worthwhile experience.
100%. And that's why we're here, right? That's why we enjoy our job. That's why we go, you guys travel so far to get to camps. You are constantly traveling, constantly having these meetings to set camp up. I see you guys in the office, setting everything up, printing everything.
Yes.
Your team works incredibly hard to bring these experiences to the students. But as you said, I think it's definitely worth it.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jace. Thank you for being my guest.
Welcome. It's a pleasure being here.
Of course. And to all our prospective teachers, or maybe you're joining us in an upcoming intake, you can get excited for camp. It is something that you will be doing, and you will very likely see Jace or one of our other camp team members at your camp. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
We'll see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure you subscribe for more podcasts. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok, and maybe we'll see you here in Thailand very soon.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.